Hi, Marie here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm excited to share with you the fragrances that I wore this week. But before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the Weird Wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community. We are a fantastically diverse, positive bunch. You need to be a part of it. And without further ado, let's get into this. So the first fragrance I tried this week was FLOWERBOMB Nectar. Now, two of these, I've mentioned them last week because they were in my kind of must-have collection. So I went out sniffing, wanted to really give these a try again because, you know, I really like to make sure I want something. So sometimes I'll blind buy. But a lot of times, like even wearing a fragrance once is not really going to give me a good idea as to whether I want it or not. So usually before I actually purchase a fragrance, I'll try it like 2 or 3 times. Go in, first I spray it on my hand once, then I'll go in and I'll kind of give myself a good spray just to see if I really, really want it. And then I may spray one more time. But usually after, you know, 2, for sure 3, I know for sure if I want it. So I've sprayed FLOWERBOMB Nectar a couple of times, but it's been a while. So I thought I'm going to go in and try it again. So, you know, sprayed a good amount on me. I love that fragrance. Like, I just think it's absolutely beautiful. It's feminine. It's kind of romantic feeling, a little bit soft. I feel very feminine when I have the fragrance on. So it smells kind of juicy, kind of nectar-like. I don't know where the juiciness is really coming from. There's bergamot in there. There's some cassis. There is osmanthus, which can have kind of a peachy feel, but somehow it really smells kind of delectable and like it mouth-watering somehow. As it dries down, like it's got great projection. Loved the whole entire time. Now, as it dries down, it becomes a lot more vanillic. So you land on kind of a beautiful kind of slightly fruity vanilla. There's lots of florals in there. You're still getting the FLOWERBOMB DNA, but to me, this far surpasses the original FLOWERBOMB. I absolutely love this. So definitely it's on my radar. I want to get it within the next few months if possible because I just love it. Like, I really love it. Next fragrance that I tried again, I mentioned this in the other video, but really, really wanted to try it. Like, do I really want it? It was the TWILLY ginger fragrance. So mentioned it quite a few times. I tried it once before, really loved the opening. In fact, I'm obsessed with the opening. Like, I cannot get enough of that freakingly delicious, zingy, amazing opening. But I wanted to try it and see, like, okay, well, do I like it in the dry down? I absolutely like it. Like, yes, the dry down isn't as phenomenal as the opening. But that said, I get that opening ginger, and like there's ginger, there's candied ginger as well in it. But it's just so vivacious and energetic and amazing and uplifting. And like, that is a productivity perfume if ever there was one. So definitely getting it. That one I'd like to get actually before FLOWERBOMB Nectar because I want to wear it for spring and summer. Like, to me, it's perfect for the spring and summer. Longevity was decent. And yeah, I just really, really enjoy the ginger in there. So that is definitely a win for me. For those of you that don't know, which is probably all of you, last Tuesday was my birthday. So I turned 53. Woohoo! So I've got some perfumes coming, which I'll share with you later, but I'm like, what do I want to wear? Like, what do I, you know, I've got so many fragrances to choose from. So I'm like, what fragrance do I really want to wear on my birthday? And I landed on, so you know this is good. Like, it was my birthday perfume, so you know it's good, is SAAB Le Parfum Royal. Seriously, this I don't hear this talked about enough. It's so freaking amazing. I can't even get over it. So this has lots of orange, kind of tangerine-y feel, tons of rose in there. There's some woody notes as well. But it is just a beautiful kind of orangey or jammy rose fragrance. Very powerful. I've said before, it's my powerful queen fragrance. So if I were the queen, I imagine myself, it's just bizarre, but honestly, as the Ice Queen from the Narnia movies. So she's riding in a chariot. She's got like armor on, but it's kind of like this blue armor. And she's got a long kind of like a mixture of Frozen and Narnia. So, you know, the Frozen chick who is just like so powerful, like Elsa. So that kind of a powerful queen who, you know, can create and takes charge and has so much power she doesn't even know what to do with. But then she drives a chariot with two big, huge polar bears. Like those, you know, who needs horses when you can use polar bears from the Ice Queen of Narnia? Yeah, that's the kind of feel that I get from this fragrance. So powerful, it evokes power. It's an uplifting fragrance as well. I just really enjoy it. And somehow there's something that's grounding about it to me as well, like that rose orange combination. It somehow feels grounding. It is very potent. I love the sillage that I get from this, love the scent bubble from this, and I get really decent longevity, like at least 8 hours, and I can smell it the whole time, like not like this to smell it, but actually smell it in the air. So this was a definite win for me. I absolutely, like, this is top shelf, man. Love it. Next is a layering combo. So I started with my blueberry sugar pancakes from Bath and Body Works. I was in the mood for pancakes. Oh my goodness. Like, this smells just like blueberry pancakes, like artificial blueberry pancakes, but I love the smell of this, and I love pairing it with La Petite Robe Noire Intense, because this is a blueberry cotton candy fragrance. So, you know, it doesn't smell artificial like this. This has some sophistication. There's some rose in it. It's very sweet. It's a little bit powdery. It's very feminine, soft, kind of cozy in a way. So this is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Love wearing it. So this combination is absolutely beautiful. And I love the blue. Like, look at that blue color. Isn't it just gorgeous? Anyway, so love this combination, but for whatever reason, I think because I was needing extra comfort that night, I decided to put on just a couple sprays of Mon Guerlain by Guerlain. Now this is, like, again, sweet, feminine, soft, slightly powdery, with lavender in it. So for some reason, the two of these just somehow worked. Like, yeah, I don't quite get it. I don't quite know how they worked, but somehow they worked for me. So this just added a little bit of depth, a little bit more maturity to this pancakey type situation. So really enjoyed it. It was kind of a bizarre combo, but it worked. So that's good. If you have these two, try them together and tell me what you think. Like, maybe I'm whacked, but it seemed to work for me, at least that night. Next fragrance that I wore was Haute Couture by Givenchy. Now this is the EDP version. So this is a very interesting fragrance. It's raspberry, but it has kind of a smoky vibe. It's definitely more grown woman, sophisticated feeling. I don't get a whole lot of the raspberry in the opening. What I get in the opening is more of the black pepper, the bergamot, maybe some vetiver. So I get more spice in the opening than I do any sort of fruit. As that dries down, it gets more and more kind of sweet, less smoky or cigarette-y. To me, it feels more smoky than cigarette. Sometimes people find it has a bit of a cigarette vibe, but as it dries down, I get more and more of that raspberry. Now, the thing about this one is that it is a little bit more mature. It smells sophisticated and like a perfume. So some fragrances, they smell fruity, flirty, happy, joyous. Some fragrances, they'll smell more gourmand, like full-on food, vanillic, that sort of thing. This smells kind of like the old school perfume. That's what this smells like to me. Now, that said, the longevity is amazing on this, and as it dries down on the skin, you get the raspberry coming out. I really enjoy this. To me, it smells like a woman that knows what she wants, knows how to get it, and isn't afraid to say what she wants and go for it. So it's kind of a boss lady fragrance. But it's slightly different than what I feel is on the market right now. So it's a little bit more old school. Now, if I had to choose between Haute Couture Eau de Parfum and Eau de Toilette, I would actually pick the Eau de Toilette. It's a little bit more juicy, vivacious, light. It's a little bit more current feeling to me than the Eau de Parfum. So if you're looking at both of them and you're not sure which one to go with, personally, I would choose the Eau de Toilette. I just feel like the raspberry comes out a little bit more. It's not quite as heavy, but somehow, yeah, just I like that. I like the vibe that I get from the Eau de Toilette more so than this one. That said, I really, really enjoy this fragrance. I guess the word that I would think of when I smell this is serious. Like it's a serious fragrance. Now, the last fragrance that I tried was Strychnina by Vikanto. Now, I have to say I'm not a fan of Vikanto bottles. I don't like the velvet. I don't like the way velvet feels all the time. And yeah, I'm just not a fan of that. That said, this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful fragrance. It's juicy, it's energizing, it smells exuberant and joyful. So this has passion fruit and lemon, bergamot in the opening. You definitely get a lot of juiciness. And then it has raspberry and peach for fruit in the mid. There's some floral notes. And then the base, you get more kind of sweet notes. So this is a very sweet fragrance. It just kind of feels a little bit airy. So although it's very sweet and fruity and vivacious, it doesn't feel thick. It feels kind of like not cloudy or powdery, but somehow airy, like there's space in the fragrance. So this one's really, really enjoyable. It kind of reminds me of Yerba Pura, but this is better. Like this is better than a Yerba Pura or any of those fragrances, I think, because I just really love that sweetness. Comes across kind of peachy, juicy, almost like gummy bears, jellies, that kind of thing. So this is a really, really fun fragrance to wear. I can see it being maybe better in the spring or a little bit warmer weather. That said, this holds its own in the cooler weather. And if you want like a pick-me-up, something that just kind of makes you go, woohoo! This would be a great one to choose. And that is it. Those are the fragrances that I tried for the week. I honestly think that my favorite was FLOWERBOMB Nectar. Like I am in love with that fragrance. So really, really enjoyed it. Other than that, they were all really, really fun to wear. So didn't have a bad day. Didn't have a bad day at all. And of course, wearing ELIE SAAB Le Parfum Royal. I rocked it like the queen I am. What about you? What was your favorite fragrance this week? I would love to know. Other than that, I hope you have an amazing week and we'll talk to you soon.